lässig.
Was geht, meine Freunde? Eure Liebe. Und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einem neuen Fata Morgana Let's Play. Ja, meine Freunde, wir sind heute in der neuen 50. Folge angelangt. Und ja, am Ende ist schon wieder dabei. Richtig Bock, ja. Ja, Freunde. Letztes Mal war so Michel bei diesem Typen mit dem Brief und der hat so gesagt, ja, you don't have. Und dann hier, shortly thereafter, bone chilling night, everything came crashing down, the rift between us, bla, könnte der believe. Das haben wir letztes Mal gelesen.
Ja.
Also halt dadurch, dass er die Wahrheit erfahren hat, warum sie gemacht war. Und ja, und wahrscheinlich ist er nicht cursed, aber ja.
Okay, warte, du bist Michiger, ich so war die Sache. How did we get to this point? I hate everything. My spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass.
So, was haben wir da? So. Let's go, Freunde.
I had been at the mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I had been optimistic at first. I'd even had a little hope that me and Michi could get along together. But it hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered, and a cheer locked away inside me.
Hatte ich letztes Mal schon gesagt, Freunde, aber die Musik ist echt nice gerade so. Dünn.
Du hast gesagt, das ist einer deiner Lieblingstracks.
Ja, safe.
We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave me a cold glare and nothing more. Scorn and suspicious in his eyes. Whenever he looked at me like that, it felt as though my throat was being constricted. Like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like my very presence in the world was a crime. Das erinnert mich an Robin. Deine Existenz. Du weißt schon.
Du bist es nicht würdig.
I never could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. I started despising others. Despising myself. Despising the world. Hier eine schöne Anaphe.
Eine was?
Eine schöne Anaphe.
Eine Anaphe?
Despising.
Hast du Wiederholung?
Ja, so, wenn es immer mit dem gleichen Wort ist.
Verstehe.
Aber hier, der Satz beginnt nicht damit, aber egal. Convinced there was no one who could set me free. I considered running away from everything rather than live like this another day. Ich habe gerade vergessen, wird sie hier verfolgt von Dude oder Tex? Oder war das nur in den False Memories? Ich werde dir selbst meine Erinnerung.
Sie ist hierher geschickt worden von der Family.
Ja, okay, stimmt.
Wir wissen nicht genau wieso, was der Fehler war. Und das hat Mikkel veranlassen wollen, so durch den Brief.
But I would have done so long ago if that were actually an option. If they found out I had fled, that I had acted outside their wishes, my mom and sister would pay. Jo. My mom and sister wurden. Bin ich gerade lost oder wurden die hier noch nicht erwähnt?
Ja, du bist lost.
Ja?
Ja, wir hatten letztes Mal gesagt,
dass Flashback,
im Flashback und dass die Sister nie erwähnt wurde.
Ja.
Oder was hat erwähnt? Das war ein anderes Leben, aber trotzdem.
Und the dad is dead. Yeah. I had succeeded in allowing my sister to get married and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Ja, das ist wirklich meine Memories sind so auch so alles, das ist alles durcheinander im Kopf.
Alles ist miteinander.
Yeah. Not after what I had to go through to do it.
Ja, eben, was hat sie getan?
No, cut that out.
Ja, eben, haben wir schon mal selber gesagt, so, ne, die Erzählerstimme.
Yo, getting way too depressing, Giselle. Und hier ist es so, cut that out. Also, das heißt sowas wie, stopp, hör auf damit,
ja.
Ne? Aber so, cut that out, so von Editier, so,
ja.
So ein Film, so, cut that out.
Ja, weil das hier die Truth ist und sie nicht die Truth sehen will. Aber genau. ich hab eine Idee.
Ja, pull yourself together, that's not who you are. I'm not that weak little girl. He's like,
Und zwar, dass sie die Person ist, die hierher geschickt werden sollte.
was ist Fraud?
Nee, ich habe zwei Ideen. Erstens, dass sie die Person, die hierher geschickt werden sollte, getötet hat und die Rolle übernommen hat. So beim What I Had to Do oder so, hier, ne? Not What I Had to Go Through to Do It.
Ich glaube, go through meint sie hier, was sie gerade eben hier ist. Weil sie komplett alleine ist.
Eben. I'd given them happiness. Not after what I had to go through to do it. Also, was sie machen musste, um durchzukommen. Dass sie hier in diesem Moment ist und Geld holt für die Familie.
Ja, aber I had to go through ist ja das hier alles. Also.
I don't know. Auf jeden Fall.
Mittendrin stand nur dabei.
Ja.
Pull yourself together, it's not who you are. Be positive.
Oder hat jemand einfach getötet.
The negativity didn't only come from my interaction with Michel either. No, there seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twisted people's hearts. Das ist so wie die Horcruxe oder so, you know?
Ja.
The mansion was in fact a bit of a local legend which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claimed it was cursed, and that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michel joked that he was the witch, but I didn't believe him. Joked?
Hier hat sie ja kein Ding, ne?
I'm not usually one to believe in magic or curses at all, but being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyway, things can't go on like this. If I was to remain in this house, the situation needed to improve a lot. I was going to lose my mind if things kept up as they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing the distance between us again. If I could get him to open up even the tiniest bit, then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I wasn't going to try to make us best friends or anything, just repair our relationship enough that being around each other wasn't torturous. I've got my work cut out for me. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what is that conversation even going to be about? Maybe I should hold off to do it another day. No. I've made up my mind to do this, so I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things are going to get. And eventually, there won't be any fixing anything. We need to talk. Mark, we need to talk.
I need to see your balls.
Ich hab Bock auf One Piece Kapitel morgen und nächste Episode. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds. And we need to get to know each other. He needs to know
I don't know this guy.
that he's not the reason I have something to hide. Okay, let's do this. What are you hiding? I made my way to Michel's chambers, which he had told me to stay away from. My stride was slow and ponderous, but at the very least I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. This is one time where I'd really like to have someone to give me a little nudge. Breathe in. Mit Freunde? Breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Mister? Master. Mister.
Disrespectful.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Master?
Get the hell away.
I guess he's not here. The door wasn't locked.
Ja, eben, ich sag's mir schon, ne? Weil sie so curious ist, ne? Geht sie da einfach rein.
As was the rest of the house. His room was shrouded in darkness. Hat sie eine Fackel, eine candle. The only light came from the candle in my hand here. Master, are you here? Master! I guess I'm him. I missed him. It's probably best if I don't stick around for long. he's already got less than stellar impression of me. A less than stellar impression. I don't want to imagine what will happen if he thinks I've been snooping through his room. If he thinks, oh, well, this is annoying. Yeah, I should get out of here.
Ja, jetzt kommt er.
Spun around on my heels, taking a step toward the door.
Und da steht er jetzt.
When I caught sight of an object draped in a black sheet.
Ah, der Brief?
I knew I had to get out of there as quickly as possible, but I was intrigued by that object. Something he had kept hidden in a room I was forbidden to enter. Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michel's secrets. I reached my hand down toward the object, knowing good and well I should.
Ja, die Musik auch einfach gestoppt ist. Ne?
Was it because I wanted to learn more about him? Was it because I wanted to tear down the veil he hid behind? Or was it the whispers of the witch, so die ihren Geist korruptieren, ihr Herz? Oh, ich bin gespannt.
Jo.
Oh. Ja.
Ah, das Painting, ne? Oha, die OST, Freunde.
Oha. Cool.
Oh, warte mal. Oh, wirklich. Holy smoke arenas. Das ist das Painting von seiner Familie, I guess, ne?
What do we have here? I pulled off the sheet, revealing a framed painting of what appeared to be a noble woman with porcelain white skin. What stood out about her, though, was that the woman's hair was as pale as her skin.
Von seiner Fam halt.
Ich würde nur sagen, vielleicht hat sie sich auch so, es muss ja irgendwo das Whitehead Girl muss herkommen, der
Inspiration.
ja.
Kaum,
Also
vielleicht
unterbewusst so Einfluss.
Vielleicht sieht Michels Schwester oder sowas so aus, genau.
And then
Boah. Geil. Cool.
what? I noticed something else. White gashes ravaged the canvas, damaging her face beyond repair. What the? I imagined it had once been a painting of a beautiful woman, but there was hardly a trace of that left. The only feeling it inspired anymore was a deep chill. This damage was not
Ich
accidental,
würde sagen,
it was
glaub, Michel-
deliberate,
Michel ist Rage.
angry, and the contempt emanating from within the frame was stifling. Aber es ist trotzdem noch hier. You know? Thick, suffocating blackness seeped into me. Why would anyone? She surely was a most beautiful woman. Angelic even. A storm of question assaulted me. Who was she? Why had her face been carved up?
Ja, das Sound okay.
Why had the painting been covered? Das erinnert mich auch an Door 1 mit Mel, wo wir das Painting gesehen haben. Ne? What had happened? Who could have... There's only one person who could have done this. Michel. Why on earth?
You saw it, didn't you? You saw the painting, didn't you?
Ah,
You entered my room without permission. And you saw the painting, didn't you? Digga, wie er es so dreimal fragt, ne?
ja.
Angelic, you say? There's nothing angelic about that damned woman.
I scrambled to make some excuse, but nothing would come out of my mouth. All I could do was tremble. Oh!
Jo.
Junge!
Holy smoke Renos.
Crazy.
Fühlt sich jemand mehr? Nein. Ja.
Having Grisha?
Why did you enter my chambers?
Mich?
What were you looking for? Answer me.
My mouth wouldn't move properly. I couldn't make a voice come out. I couldn't make my voice come out. It was like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. The wisps of air that were drawn into my lungs were expelled as hoarse gasps. My breaths were shallow and rapid. I was inhaling, but I wasn't getting any air. I was terrified of his eyes, of his voice, of his feelings, of the knife he was holding up to me, of the terrible past I was chained to. The man's voice, the man's very flesh, terrified me.
What were you trying to find? And what were you planning to do with it?
It's so nice aus Gothic.
Answer me! Nee, warte. Answer me.
Er ist ja so cold, so, ne?
Ja, oder? Answer me. I will kill you. Fuck you. Like a pig. Answer! Another thing you refuse to tell me then?
No, I'm trying. Nothing's coming out of my mouth though. Jetzt denkt sich auch gerade nur, sie sagt alles. Everything's so bright. And I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe.
It's fine, though. You don't have to tell me. I have a pretty good idea.
An idea? What do you mean?
Money is what brought you to the Bollinger estate. And it's what brought you to me, too. There are countless people who would love to see that house fall. And a noble family fears nothing more than disrepute. You were, I presume, approached by someone scheming the Bollinger's downfall.
No.
And as it just so happens, the Bollingers have a very unfortunate secret. One they are quite desperate to keep under wraps.
Oh.
Yo. Me.
Yo. Deswegen muss ich hier bleiben.
Someone suspected I might still be alive, so they sent you to dig up information about me. My very existence threatens to tear down that house. The cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family, Michael, who made a pact with the devil, who is supposed to be dead, but is very much alive. You sweet-talked your way into that house, and into information about me and my present situation. And you meant to trade that information for money. I bet whoever it was put quite a handsome price on it too. Or maybe the one plotting to ruin the Bollinger family is you.
No. No. That's not true.
Then enlighten me.
Please. Please. Michael, just hear me out.
Please, boy, please, just hear me out.
I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way.
Then tell me. If that's not the reason you wormed your way into the Bollinger estate, and that's not what you're doing here, then tell me what is. Tell me why you came to this mansion.
You want me to tell you about that? No way. That's asking way too much.
Tell me.
I swear, I haven't done anything wrong to you. I simply wanted to make our life together a little more comfortable. To bring some warmth to this frigid relationship we have. That's the only reason I wanted to find out more about you.
I must assume I'm right then, Giselle. Named up.
I must tell him he's wrong. I must tell him I mean him no harm. But I can't say anything.
A merchant's daughter became an Abigail, at a noble
Wie
house.
das die Musik immer intensiver wird.
Could you come up with a more obvious lie?
Yeah. Your father is the one who. Oh. Wait. How does he know that I'm from a merchant family?
Ja, hat die Information.
Oh, das ist so wie Mann und Rannerin am Friedhof.
Ja, aber er ist auch der Meister, er kann machen, was er will. You look perplexed. I may be imprisoned in this house, not free to move about as I please, but I have my ways. I know everything.
Everything? Then he knows about that too.
Nee. Oh yes, I
Hä?
do know. Okay.
Hat er gerade nur sich so selbst bestätigt, was er gesagt hat, oder kann er so gedanklich sein?
Er hat sich gedacht, dass sie sich das denkt. Wahrscheinlich einfach.
Please! Don't!
In your quest for money.
Don't say it!
You slept with my father.
Oh. Oh.
Ja, habe ich mir schon gedacht. Also nicht mit dem Vater, aber an sich.
In that moment, Michel plunged his knife into my heart.
Ja, nee, so
So metaphorisch.
mit den Worten halt.
Oder wirklich. He carved through my chest with those words. Caused me to completely lose control of myself. In a panicked frenzy, and probably screaming all the way, I knocked the man aside and ran and ran and ran. I could hear a clap of thunder in the distance. Oh, how I wished a bolt of lightning would come down, crashing down upon me. Maybe if God burned my tainted flesh with a divine thunderbolt, it would get rid of some of the filth. But the jagged streaks of light cascading across the dark clouds did not strike me, only creating restless grumbles in the sky. Why? I knew that if I fled that mansion, I would likely be causing trouble for my mom and sister, but I was helpless to stop myself. All I could do was run from all that threatened me with no regard for the consequences. Before long, small droplets of rain began falling, which soon grew heavy enough to penetrate the forest canopy and reach the ground where I stood. The downpour drowned out my tears and my cries. Because I had rushed from the mansion without even putting on a cloak, each cold winter droplet stung bitterly against my flesh. But the bite of the rain was like a warm embrace compared to what I'd been through before. Michel had spoken the truth. As much as I wanted to deny it, to avert my eyes, reality was forever engraved in this body. No, I don't want to think about it. But I had no say in the matter. Get out of my head! Flashback. Father?
Antonin, come over here, Giselle.
Oh, okay. May I ask why you asked me here so late at night, Master?
Oh, I just wanted to have a little chat. Care for some wine? Come closer, and I'll pour you a glass. Yo, Sonntag. I had this wine imported from up north. They use very hard water, and like it rather tart, so it leaves quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet, it goes down so easily, you just can't seem to stop. What do you say? Have a sip. Or does your expertise as a trader allow you...
Expertise.
Expertise as a trader allow you to evaluate a wine's quality before tasting it?
No, but
Please, Giselle, don't trample all over my good graces.
very well then. I will have a sip, master, but no more. Ein Sip.
Have you ever considered growing out your hair?
Having long hair made it difficult to do my job.
You're not a merchant anymore, though. You deserve to look like the woman you truly are. I have no doubt longer hair would accentuate
Ja,
your natural beauty.
ich weiß nicht was, also ich kann mich auch so aus dem Kontext erschließen, aber das ist ein Wort, lass kurz schauen. Und dann Aufschreiber. Ich hab, das nicht da. Kannst du kurz,
Ja. Ja, Freunde, das heißt akzentuieren.
jawohl.
Ja. Empathize, sozusagen. Dachte ich mir schon so. Point up.
Okay. Ja, weiter geht's.
Ja, das fucking deutsche Wort bringt mir da wenig. Aber weiter. It's a gorgeous shade of black, so deep a man could get lost in it for years.
Das ist der Sound.
Mhm. It would contrast the color of your skin fabulous loosely. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest.
I should get going.
Oh, but we're not done talking yet.
I would not want a lack of sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much for the wine, it was delicious.
Yo, Sonntag. No need to be so cold-hearted now. From the moment I first laid eyes on you.
Master! That's enough fooling around for one night.
Now, don't be afraid. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I simply want to express my love. Antonin?
Let go of me. I only came here to work, nothing more.
The first time I saw you, I thought it would be a tragic waste to leave you to wither away working at some little street side shop.
Stop!
Oh Junge, die Musik gerade.
Mhm.
Also, I guess dadurch.
Antonin hier für einer. Doch.
Ja, I guess dadurch, dass ihr es gemacht habt, wurde sie dann von der Frau verbannt oder der Familie einfach. I don't know. Mal schauen. You can't tell me you didn't know a merchant girl had no place in a house like this, even as a servant. Boah, Junge. Dieses Sound. So disrupted, ne? There's only one reason you would be allowed here. Jetzt kommt gleich. Die Beton Titan.
So, die Sounds meinst du? No, I swear, it never even crossed my mind.
It would seem you're even more innocent than you look. But you figured it all out by now, haven't you?
No, let go of me. Stop this!
Keep your voice down.
Das ist von Tony Maguire. Also. Keep your fucking voice down.
Do not shout, Giselle. If anyone were to find out about this, you would be the one shouldering the consequences, not me. Sieht man in der Gegenwart.
But. Achso, Digga, okay, nee, passt. But.
You're a maid, and I'm the master of the house. Gib mal den Stift da rechts. Ja. Okay. Whose word do you think holds more weight? Don't worry. I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise your family will be exceptionally well taken care of. Your mother will have the comfortable life you wanted for her. For the music, dear. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will your sister not get to marry, you'll all spend the rest of your lives on the streets.
How could you be so cruel? This is blackmail.
Blackmail? For a merchant's daughter, you don't know much about trade, do you? Then let me give you a little lesson about market value. The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap. Understand? Now, let me see that beautiful body of yours.
He was an older man, so I hadn't expected him to be very strong. But I couldn't break free of his grip, and I found myself entirely at his mercy. Beneath the gaudy outfits lay a hungry beast. Beast? And I was seeing the creature's true colors for the first time that day. The aging man ran his disgusting, slobbery tongue across my exposed skin. Everything he placed his hands upon withered away.
Junge, Griffith.
Yeah. Every piece of flesh he pressed his lips against putrefied,
Und wenn ich nicht dumm ist, Puttefeld so gesteinigt.
rotted, decayed, or rankled. I trembled in revulsion, at which the man laughed, seemingly interpreting it as something else. I wonder what kind of place hell was. Fells, wardens only flayed and carved their prisoners. I would have preferred that instead. I would have rather been sliced into tiny little chunks and cast into the hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched by this man another second. But I didn't get to choose my hell. Eventually the man forced open the gates I had been holding fast, and spread his feasting death inside me, festering.
Listen to me, Giselle. It is in both of our best interests to keep this between the two of us. Aber ist irgendwie rausgekommen dann. If you can do that, I'll continue to do good by you and your family. Stimmt, wie hat sie es geschafft, dass sie zur Mansion kommt und die Family immer noch well taken care of ist, solange sie da bleibt? Naja, mal schauen.
Sie hat ja gesagt, sie wurde von der Family geschickt, aber...
Ja, I guess. Oh, don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you here in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind after all.
Die Mutter von Michael?
Ja, oder wer auch immer die Frau vom Painting war.
Ja, ja.
It's torture just being in the same room. And my sons, jetzt Bestätigung, dass es mehrere gibt, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Now go on back to your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week.
I couldn't escape from that man's grasp. Not when he used my family against me. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers, my one feeble means of resistance. But when I did that, he would send another Abigail to come find me the next day. I couldn't ignore his summons when he got other people involved. And then when the two of us were alone, the mask would come off, and he would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. On good days, he would leave bruises in inconspicuous places, my abdomen, my inner thighs. But he went as far as carving a word into my skin with a knife. Arlot.
Hure! Kaum. Ja doch, Leute.
Moin.
Das ist ein altes Wort für Hure.
Okay, er ist der Bastard, also man Schnauze halten. Glaubst du das ja? That was why I was afraid of knives. Ah, und deswegen, als Michel die Knife gepult hat, hat sie so Panikattacke bekommen. That was why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't even sure what to regret anymore. I was in far too deep. There was no turning back the clock. I even considered taking my own life on more than one occasion. But every time the thought crossed my mind, happy memories came with it. Back when it was just the three of us girls in the shop. Life may not have been easy, but it was never dull either. I didn't want to end my life at its absolute lowest point. I wanted, if just temporarily, to go back to the way things were back then. That objectively was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotions, so he couldn't hurt me. I was merely a vessel. A construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my heart, for it was not connected to my body. Doing that made it easier to bear.
A little.
Oh, sorry. A little easier to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body.
Lydie? You're Giselle, aren't you?
Lydia, oh Lydia. Sieht ein bisschen aus wie so ein Kolosseum oder so.
Ja, ich finde so alte römische Dinge.
Ja.
Baukunst.
One day, the mistress of the estate stopped me in the halls.
Ja, okay. In Confirmation, es ist nicht die Mistress, sondern die Schwester oder so. Die Lost her meint. Also es könnte die Rede.
Ah.
Und Mistress ist dann wahrscheinlich die Mutter. Also.
She had supposedly once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard and bony. Her skin dry, her eyes sunken, her hair faded and stripped of its luster, her head down, her cracked lips barely moving as she spoke. Age didn't appear to be the only thing working its merciless magic on her either. There seemed to be something eating away at her from the inside too. Something that could burst at the slightest touch. At the lightest touch.
Ja, das ist doch sie. Ja.
Yes, I am Giselle. Is there something I can do for you? The mistress rarely ever left her chambers. I had been told it had been years since she attended family supper. So what would bring her to come looking for someone like me?
You.
What? I wasn't sure. I wanted to know the answer.
You're having relations with my husband, aren't you? You are, aren't you?
Madam.
Okay, vielleicht ist doch sie crazy, ne? You wretched creature! She was telling me the truth. She? Achso, wahrscheinlich so eine andere Maid. One of my trusty maids caught a glimpse of you through a crack in the door. She saw you with him. You filthy rat!
Sollst du mal lieber zu deinem Mann gehen? Na.
You seduced my husband. You devil! You conniving witch! You don't get it, do you? You don't realize how grievous your sin is, do you? Someone, anyone, restrain this girl. She's a demon, a devil. Tie her up and hand her over to the clergy. No, that won't be enough. A witch, you have to burn her bones, scatter the ashes, or she'll just come back to life. Yes, execute her, kill this woman, burn the witch, seize the piece she's stolen from me. Cursed. It's cursed. This house is cursed.
Ja.
Not only has it taken away my daughter, now it's trying to take away my husband. Also dann doch die Daughter, die crazy ist. Aber sie ist halt da. Ja. Okay, ich check. Oh God! Please shine thy cleansing light upon this house.
Oh, God! I knew it would be a waste of breath trying to talk to her. She was not of sound mind. There was madness in her eyes. I didn't even have to make a fuss about it. It happened all on its own.
Ich habe eine Idee. Die Schwester, also die Daughter, also die Schwester ist dead.
Ja.
Die Mutter ist dadurch crazy geworden,
Ja.
weil die nicht
Ja.
kommen kann damit. Mir fällt vorne nicht ein, egal. Und deswegen malt sie immer so Bilder von der Daughter und schickt sie an mich hin. Sag ich.
Ja. Gute Idee. There was no way around it, then I should have just done it myself after the first time. I didn't have the energy to argue with her or to cry or to shout. Before long, a crowd began to form around me and the sobbing mistress, and in it stood him. I assumed he would just go back and watch.
Stand back.
But much to my surprise, he stepped in with an embarrassed look on his face to try to settle his wife down and convince her not to have me executed. Maybe he did have a heart after all. Nein, er will dich nur benutzen. Or maybe, ja genau. Or maybe he just wanted to save face. Regardless, instead of being burned at the stake, it was decided that I would be sent away to some remote forest. Ach so. Und dann haben sie zum Michi geschickt.
Ja.
One of the previous Bollinger family heads had purchased a mansion there long ago.
Long ago.
Also Bollinger, es ist immer die Bollinger Family und die Menschen sind connected. So
Ja.
purchased it long ago. Also
Und
falls der Antwort
ich weiß gar nicht mehr, ob wir Mels Family wissen vom Nachnamen.
Mel
Bolling.
Bollinger.
Kann sein. Wer weiß, weil es ist ja auch so mit Bloodline, ne?
Ja, stimmt. Ja. But it had been abandoned because of the stories people told about it. They said the cursed witch dwelt in the house. She had returned to life after being executed, and now skulked about in the darkness. It was the perfect place to banish a sinner. And so accused of adultery, I was in a carriage of my own, I was in a carriage on my way out of the capital the next day.
Boah, guck dich die Landschaft an.
I hope my mom and sister are alright.
Mitten dabei, ja.
Dabei stand nur mittendrin.
Mittendrin schon nur dabei. Boah.
The two of them will believe in me, even if no one else does.
Hast du sie gar nicht gesehen? Okay.
The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. Just a silent coachman and his single solid passenger. Looking out through the window, I could see the city halls slowly fading into a distance behind us.
City walls.
Yeah. I doubted I would ever set foot in this land again. Ever cross the Grand Point again. The Grand Pond again. It was a saddening reality, but at the same time I felt a surge of relief. I had finally escaped from that house. I had finally escaped from that man. The sense of freedom slightly lessened the weight of everything else I was feeling. A good while after we left the capital, the coachman handed me a letter. On the sheet of parchment was a rather startling revelation. There was someone else already living at the house where I was to reside. The Bollinger's youngest child. But the letter didn't say why he had been sent to the cursed mansion, only that he was there. Beyond that, the letter only made a single request. look after him and not ask any questions.
Er hat sich verkackt.
Yeah. So I am not just being sent off to the middle of nowhere. I still have work to do. If I look after whoever's at the mansion, then they'll do the same for my family.
Ja, das fragt sie sich nur.
I don't have much say in the matter either way, I suppose. The carriage rattled and shook as it traversed the stony path. Bouncing around inside it, I resolved to take back my life. The peace I had once known. The cheerfulness I had lost. And to do so I would forget. Lock away my memories. Burn every terrible thing that had happened to me.
Very.
I cast aside those memories and find my smile once more. I had no idea who I'm going to find here. I have no idea who I'm going to find here. But they couldn't possibly do anything worse to me. I greet them with a smile. I do my best to build up a decent relationship with them. I figured since the both of us had been banished to the same cursed mansion, there would probably be other things we had in common. And so, I would forget it all and get my life back. Get my smile back. And that is everything that led up to me arriving at the mansion. All the wounds I never wanted to open again.
Okay, Freunde. Ich würde an der Stelle, Herr Crime, beenden wir dieses Let's Play. Also hier Flashback, wie kam der zu Menschen, wurde revealed. Ja, war halt eine Slut und
Ja.
dann wird sie verwandt.
Was laut mit der.
Nein, ich laber nicht.
Was?
Ich laber nicht. Das erste Mal hat der Typ sie halt vergewaltigt, so Griffith. Aber danach ist sie halt immer wieder dahin gegangen.
Ja, er zwingt sie, oder was soll sie machen?
Ja, wie zwingen? Sie kann auch da weggehen von der.
Ja, aber dann wäre ihre Perm am Arsch.
Ja, nee, die haben davor auch schon zu dritt gelebt und gechillt. Also,
Jetzt wird das Let's Play zitiert.
ja, Freunde, lasst gerne ein Abo da, ja, checkt meine Past Plays, Videos, Streams, was ich noch hab. Jetzt wurde nicht revealed, so, The Secret von Giselle. Ich hoffe, es kommt auch in den nächsten Parts mal
Das Secret von Michel.
Michel, also was sein wirklicher Cast ist oder ob er überhaupt gecast ist. Ich glaube ehrlich gesagt nicht. Weil ich glaube irgendwie das einzig Supernatural so, was ist es, diese Wiedergeburt halt. Wenn die überhaupt auch true ist oder so, aber egal schon. Ja. Mal schauen. Oder einfach an sich so, was er auch nicht hat, so, ne? Was er nicht hat. Irgendwie, was dieser eine Typ fragen wollte, ne? Naja. Hoffe euch gefallen, Freunde. Und damit wieder schauen und
Reingehauen.
ciao!